this. I mean, everyone sees it, right? And they're like, wow, I really want to learn that. And when I learned it, it came kind of quick because when I think about it, it only took me about 2 months to learn it. So, like, looking at my notes, 2 months, I only practice it twice every 1 week. So 4 weeks, that's 8 human flag progressions a month. So that's 16 in 2 months. So if you can break that down from 16 practice sessions and condense it into 1 month with a healthy amount of rest, you can technically learn it faster than 2 months. So it wouldn't really matter that much. So the only reason I had to break it down 2 months is because I only worked out during my season. I only had to work out twice a week. So every workout session, I would just add in the human flag progressions that I needed. So that's why it took me 2 months. But anyone, if you can just break it down to a natural progression with a healthy amount of rest, you can probably get it in 1 month, depending on your foundation, because that's a big thing. You can't be your regular Joe Schmo and then just hop into this and learn it in a month. Maybe not, give or take. So the human flag is a push or pull, well, a push and pull. So when you're on the pole or whatever you're using your human flag for, the arm at the top is pulling the pole down, and the arm at the bottom is pushing the pole away. So with this push and pull motion, it pushes your body up, and that's when you use your abs and your core and your obliques to hold yourself up. So when you're pushing and pulling, then you're holding, and then you're using your entire core. So that's basically what the human flag is. So it's when people look at it, they're like, oh, wow, he's holding it, but you're using your entire body and then like a side of your obliques. So that's basically how the fundamentals of it work. So when it came to my foundation, I'm a sprinter in track and field. So that sport in and of itself uses every muscle in the body. So any muscle you could think of, you're using it while you're running because it's a full range of motion and you're putting a lot of force into the ground. So it was a good foundation to start, and I was really in shape at the time. So it was easier, yes. It may be harder for someone that isn't active. I guess that's the best way. That's the best way I could put it. So that was my foundation. So when it came to building up to the flag, I started off with the pushing and pulling motion. So let me see. That was the archer push-ups, archer pull-ups. So I used the archer push-ups and the archer pull-ups to help with the pushing and pulling motion. And then I moved on to, well, actually, when I got consistent with those, that's when I realized I could move on. And I implemented them with my workout. So although I moved on, I was still doing them just to help with the foundation, I guess you could say. So then after I got comfortable with the push-ups and pull-ups, I moved on to being on the ground in a side plank position, and the arm that I wasn't using, I would have it on the pole, and the arm that I was using would be on the ground, and I would lift my leg up to basically get my body prepared for what it would be like if I was in the human flag position. And it's hard at first, but once you start to get the hang of it, you'll start to lift off the ground gradually because your muscles are getting used to it. So moving on from the side planks on the ground, I moved up to an actual bar where I would practice straddles. So I'm going up and down, just practicing the motion of getting up into the human flag. And then I went on from straddles to, what did I move on? I moved on from the straddles to the flag raises. So that's when I'm getting consistent with the straddles. I'm starting to control the range of motions. So now that I'm controlling the motion, I try and lock my leg I try to lock my legs in a position in the middle. So it looks like I'm doing the human flag for like a second. I'll drop it, go back up. So for 5 sets, and then I'll practice it again. And then I just started getting consistent with it. And that's when you start to hold it, and then you start to try to challenge yourself to see how fast, or not how fast, how long you can hold it. So it's not the hardest progression, but when you keep doing it, it starts to work out.